Hello everybody, my name is Hasan Zeki. This is going to be the first video shooting performed by myself. Let me introduce myself. I'm an engineer, a retired engineer, Bachelor of Science Electrical Engineer. I graduated in Ankara, Hacettepe University. But it has been many years ago. After graduation, I worked in many different sectors. At the very beginning, a telecommunication sector. After that, after completing my military service at the Northern Telecom, in those years it was called Netaş. And after that, I changed the subject, and many years I worked in cable manufacturing companies, fiber optic cable, copper cable companies. And after graduation, after retirement, I felt myself very idle, and I made up my mind to do something to make me busy. Just tried to use my English knowledge, and many years I worked as a freelance home office translator. And for the time being, in fact, I've been a translator. Maybe you're gonna ask what is the purpose of this biographic video shooting. I can say that it's gonna be a monologue, of course. I wonder if you would like to hear a monologue or not anymore, but be sure that it's not gonna be a just only monologue. I'm gonna share all my life experiences in these shootings, and that's gonna be somehow interesting, I think. I got some notes here. Just I said, after retirement, I hesitated. What should I do? Zeki, time passes, and science and technology booms. These engineering areas are, in fact, unbelievably realizing some facts. Unfortunately, in our country, there are no specific development and R&D studies. As long as I see it, there was no satisfactory areas. I focused on software business. During my university years, we had a course, Fortran programming language. When I remembered those days, they were very terrific because the lecturer strangled us amongst the syntax and format details, bits and pieces, yes, I can share. So I had to repeat that lesson, and I passed it with only a C, not F, of course. I had managed to attain to get a C grade. But there passed many years, and I was an observer. Things are happening in software business. And most of the time I hesitated to enter that software business, I always thought that am I young enough? Am I old? After that, I just persuaded myself that I'm not old, just gaining ages. Being age 8 is not necessarily mean being old, in fact. And of course, if you are old enough some things to start up, that doesn't mean anything. That's just adjectives, I think. And I decided to be more familiar about the new technologies, new software programming languages, etc. In my university years, just I been familiar with Fortran and Basic and somehow COBOL, just I can just I can share. And in those years, there have been Hollerith machines, punch cards, the aged ones. I don't say old ones. The aged ones can remember punch cards. In a punch card, every computer program, every command is printed and punched. And the compiler or reader, Hollerith reader, just reads all the punch cards and creates an algorithm ready to be executed on the machines. And after that, I became familiar with Basic and Visual Basic. Of course, Basic is an interpreter's language. So line by line it's interpreted by the machine, and so in order to make it run, you have to prepare a batch file or a similar environment in order to make it run. Of course, besides all these efforts, I've read many books related with computer programming and other literatures, especially novels. Just I can share. I tried to make a collection of Ernest Hemingway's novels. Just I managed somehow. It's of course in. It's not in English. I collected in Turkish versions. Just beside the book and reading, my other interest areas are music and being a collectionist, collectionnaire in French pronunciation. Just beside this, being a compiler, but please do not confuse it with the computer science compiler. In my compilation includes almost everything amongst movies and family captures, family footings, and other interesting things. Just I cannot remember. Some of them are just in front of me. Yes, it seems very primitive, but I cannot throw it as a trash. All these very short pencils. Just look at this. Of course, I've got a mechanic pencil, but during my language studies, just I made them shortened, and I cannot stop myself keeping all these things. It's not a collectionist manner. Compiler, yes, I say it, compiling. What an answer, but I cannot stop myself to send them garbage. just I said Fortran, Basic, COBOL, and afterwards Visual Basic there came. Visual Basic just opened my eyes, in fact, because just imagine that you create a canvas and you create some buttons there, and these buttons are activated by via some software behind them, but lots of tidy business, lots of boring business, lots of lines, programming lines, I could say that. And after that, the next generation programming languages appeared in the area, just like C language, C++, C Sharp, etc. Just I forget to mention Pascal. After Pascal, there came object-oriented understanding, object-oriented programming, OOP. In this short video, I cannot give the details of the philosophy of object-oriented understanding. Just I can say that at the very beginning, I hardly understand the mentality of object-oriented programming. Just I started at the very easy ones, very simple examples, and step by step, some things just placed its meaning, understood their meaning, and just I can say that I can understand object-oriented programming and its mentality. Just at this point, I'm gonna mention one thing. Of course, this shooting, this kind of video shooting will not be very interesting and very ordinary. Just at the my next video capture, video recording, I'm gonna mention my adventure, software programming adventure of new generation programming languages, especially just a little bit being curious. Of course, Kotlin and JavaScript, Node.js, and what was that? Python, of course. But I will not mention Python itself. Of course, if we say Python, we must mention SkyPy, of course, and NumPy, and Pandas, and other packages, Beautiful Soup, HTML-lib, MATLAB-lib, etc. And in my next video, I'm gonna tell you in a very curious and very joyful manner my adventure with Spider IDE and Eclipse IDE and IntelliJ PyCharm IDE, and I'm gonna read my diary that I written down when I strive to understand the mentality of that development environments. For the time being, bye bye. If you like and if you found interesting this video, just you can make a note and you can comment about that. Thank you for your watching. Bye bye.